Greetings, comrades. Riots have broken out in the United Kingdom. We are seeing disturbing scenes on television and on social media. Comrades are posting videos. In understanding why there are riots in the United Kingdom, we are guided by an article published by Reuters on this 7th of August 2024. The headline says, "Why are there riots in the UK and who is behind them?" We have been following some comrades on social media who are giving warnings to say people have to be careful, those that live in the United Kingdom, and it appears their social media messages that are circulating. So people are warning each other to be careful, particularly those that come from Africa. According to the article here, it says riots have erupted at anti-immigration protests in towns and cities across Britain in the last week, with attacks by far-right groups on hotels housing asylum seekers and on mosques. It then gives the background to the disorder and what has caused it. Says, why did the protest begin? The article says on July 29, 3 girls aged between 6 and 9 were killed during an attack at a Taylor Swift themed dance event for children in the seaside town of Southport in northern England. 8 other children and 2 adults were hurt. The article continues, says police arrested a 17-year-old male, and the false information circulated on social media that the suspect was an Islamist migrant, which led to violent anti-Muslim protests in Southport the following day and an attempt to attack the town's mosque. The teenager has since been charged, according to this article, with murder and attempted murder. Police said he was born in Britain and have not treated the attack as terrorism. The article continues, it says, the day after the Southport trouble, several thousand people gathered near Thomas Downing Street office in central London, and more than 100 arrests were made following clashes with the police. There have since been riots in more than 20 places across Britain, from Sunderland in northeast England and Manchester in northwest to Plymouth in the southwest and Belfast in Northern Ireland. Most of the protests have involved a few hundred people targeting migrants or Muslims, with police vehicles set alight and bricks, bottles and other missiles thrown at mosques and police officers. Shops, including Asian-owned businesses, have been vandalized or looted. In Rotherham, in northern England, a hotel that held migrants was attacked, with the windows smashed and a large garbage container set ablaze outside. Around 400 people have been arrested since the disturbances started, police chief said, and more than 120 people have been charged in connection with the riots. And then the article poses this question, says, who is behind the riots? Prime Minister Keir Starmer has said the violence was the result of far-right thuggery. High-profile anti-immigration and anti-Muslim activists such as Stephen Alex Lennon, known as Tommy Robson, have prompted the protest online and have been accused by politicians and the media of peddling misinformation to inflame tensions. Robson has accused the media of lying about him. Social media firms have been accused by the government of not doing enough to stop the spread of disinformation, while the Institute of Strategic Dialogue think tank said the company's own algorithms have played a significant role in amplifying false messages. Police said those involved in the clashes were mainly far-right agitators from outside their local communities, but that in some cases they have been joined by people with the local grievances or young people seeking to join in the disorder. There have also been large groups of counter-protesters, anti-fascist groups, and Asian men gathering in some areas where protests have taken place or were expected. And then the article asks the question, why are people protesting? It goes on to say, many of those involved describe themselves as patriots who say that the record levels of illegal and legal immigration are undermining British society. Some far-right activists argue online that immigration has fueled violence and crime, including assaults on women and girls, and that migrants have been housed and treated favorably by politicians. Rights groups say that is simply not true. Some on the right also accuse the police of treating patriotic protesters more severely than they do people involved in, say, recent pro-Palestine marches or Black Lives Matter demonstrations in 2020. The government and the police have rejected the characterization of British policing, with Mark Rowley, the UK's most senior officer, calling it nonsense. Anti-racist groups say looting of shops and attacks on police and mosques betray the true motive of those behind the violence that has broken out at many of the protests, adding that patriotism was being used as a veneer for extremism. In a YouGov poll published on Tuesday, 3/4 of respondents said the riots did not represent the views of Britain as a whole, with 7% saying they supported the violence. And then ask the question, what is the UK government doing? The article says, to quell the disorder, Starmer has said rioters will face the full force of the law. Nearly 600 additional prison places are being made available, and the specialist officers have been drafted in. A 58-year-old British man was jailed for 3 years for violent disorder at Liverpool Crown Court on Wednesday, in one of the first sentences to be handed down over the rioting. The government has also voted to go after not just the rioters, but those who use social media to spread the trouble. One man has been charged with using threatening words or behavior intending to stir up racial hatred over Facebook posts. Britain's Science Minister Peter Cale has met representatives from TikTok, Meta, Google, and X to enforce the message that they had a responsibility for helping to stop incitement and the spread of false information. As I said, that this article is published by Reuters. You can check it online. Simply Google will direct you to the article. It was written August 7, 2024. If you are in the UK, please share with us on what is happening. Are you safe wherever you are? Please write in the comment section, like this video, subscribe, and if you are on TikTok, please do follow us. Otherwise, goodbye.